moon comes up, it goes through its sequence every month. And well, it's the moon, mate. Oh, it's the full moon tonight, look. But when you start asking questions, whoa, I didn't know that. And first of all, the mathematics between the moon, the sun, and the Earth, as documented in this book, Who Built the Moon, are fantastic. As they say in the book, the maths involved in the Earth, Moon, Sun system is nothing less than staggering, and the moon was placed there with the accuracy of the proverbial Swiss watchmaker. Then you realize, when you start looking at the moon, with an open mind, let the information be the guide. As they say in the book, the moon is bigger than it should be. It's apparently older than it should be, much lighter in mass than it should be, occupies an unlikely orbit, and so extraordinary that all existing explanations for its presence are fraught with difficulties, and none of them could be considered remotely watertight. Because, again, scientific fact, if you play it back, becomes scientific theory that through repetition has been accepted as fact. So you say, well, how does science say the moon was created? Well, they say the moon was created by a kind of Mars-type planet hitting the Earth in its formation period, and a great chunk coming off and becoming the moon, called the Whack theory. When that didn't follow through in terms of the physics and the logic of it, they came up with a double whack theory, where the planet smacked into the Earth and then came back and gave it another smack. And you say, you don't know, do you? That's the fact. Never mind that all scientists say. Well, scientists say a lot of things that have been proved wrong. And then you start looking at the size of it. I mean, it's bigger than Pluto.
There's nothing in our solar system that compares when it comes to satellites. It's a quarter of the size in diameter of the Earth. It's incredible, actually.
2,160 miles in diameter, and some scientists talk about a twin planetary system, not even a planet moon system.
Right.
And then you start looking at what some scientists have said when they've looked at the moon, like a guy called Erwin Shapiro from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. Great quote. He says the best explanation for the moon is observational error. The moon doesn't exist. And NASA scientists said it seems easier to explain the non-existence of the moon than its existence. And then you start looking at the way the moon has reacted when it's been specifically hit by NASA after they put seismometers up there, and they say that it rang like a bell.
That's right.
And when you look at some of the quotes that they're saying about the moon, you think, well, where are you? Why aren't we pursuing this? Because they don't want us to know that. When they hit it again with an even bigger smack later, it reacted like a gong, according to NASA scientists, the moon. And according to Who Built the Moon, Alan Butler, one of the authors, was told by a guy called Ken Johnson, supervisor of the Data and Photo Control Department during the Apollo missions, that when it was hit the second time, much more powerfully, the moon not only rang like a bell, but the whole moon wobbled in such a precise way that, quote, it was almost as though it had gigantic hydraulic damper struts inside it, you know.
And this must be from the L-Cross mission back in 2009, I think.
Well, they've been playing this out over many years and decades, and you know, as you well know, in around 1970, two scientists from the Soviet Academy of Sciences wrote a detailed article saying that they thought the moon was a gigantic spaceship, and when you also look at what some of the scientists have said with regard to why it vibrates and reverberates as it does and rings like a bell, is the idea that it might be hollow. A NASA scientist, Gordon MacDonald, said in the early 1960s, that far back, it would seem that the moon is more like a hollow than an homogeneous sphere.